with Joy Formidable. We're at the Limelight in Belfast. You're watching All on Pop TV. It's horrible. There's like loads of people there, and they were all clapping. They were having a good time.
Yeah, I'm sure there were trained actors just there. Someone brought those people in, right?
Yes.
And then they were just clapping. It was terrible.
We're not coming back.
Oh, it changes every night. Like, quite genuinely. Like, I think, the way we approach the life thing, I think we like to keep ourselves on our toes. We don't like every night to be the same. We don't over-rehearse, and we don't like just going through the motions. So I think when you approach the live experience like that, you find something new and something different in every song almost every night.
Yeah, it's more to do with the gig, really.
Yeah.
I mean, and we've always felt a really close dynamic. That's what we always wanted. So you can kind of dip in and out of improvising a little bit and kind of swapping up the songs, from night to night, and that's what makes the whole live experience interesting. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we always make an effort to choose our supports. I think it's important. Obviously they've established themselves anyway. They've been over to UK and Europe or in the States or whatever before. But we're big fans, and it's been a privilege to have them on board, including Creatures of Love. It's a nice eclectic bill. I think it's nice to also. I think for us is that we're fucking not interested at all in any kind of like keeping things within a genre or whatever. I think it's more to do with quality, and obviously mainly an instrumental band, but they're fucking good at what they do. So yeah, glad to have them with us. They're good guys.
Nothing. Nothing at all. When we don't see each other, then
a mutual hate of everything that each other stands for.
I can't add anything. It's all about the music. It's hard to have anecdotes. There's something every day. Being on the road is such an experience where it provides so much variety. That's what it's all about. You go to new places, meet new people, doing a show. What else can you ask for?
I think instead of formidable joy, it's more like formidable hysteria. I think that seems to be the main signature of touring. I don't know. There's so much tiredness and drunkenness and just stupidity and surrealness. I'm hungry today. Your chin looks like Desperate Dan today. Just for one night only.
Two really enjoyable nights. Joyful nights.
Too many formidable nights.
Formidable Guinness.
That sounds like a porno. But when there is any fucking time off,
Our next day off is on the. Oh no, that's a travel day. Our next day off is I think it's the 19th of December is when we finish for the year, and we're going to go and actually finish our second album. So we'll just be in a different headspace, but it's all good. You know what I mean? I think there's too many whingy pricks in bands who are like, we're fucking in the Boston, we're fucking on tour, we've got to record our second album, and just fucking do one. Do you know what I mean? And it's exactly. And then almost the shittest band as well. So I'd be quite happy for them to fucking fuck off.
Not you then.
I don't complain about anything ever.
I don't think that you need to go anywhere specific to, make you stomp musically. The world's a much smaller place now with the internet. I think the key thing is that you're utterly committed. If anything, you could argue that places where there hasn't really been much of a scene is a great place to get something going. But It depends what kind of band you are. I mean, we've always felt like we were in our, our own bubble. We never really felt part of a scene, and I'm not against scenes per se, but we were just more in terms of losing ourselves in what we had going. So I suppose it's different for everybody, isn't it?
We moved to London just for logistics, so we could all be in the same city. So yeah, there was none of this like aspiring, or if that's where the industry is, or that's where the bright lights are. Or, I honestly believe that if you're writing something that means something, and you're fucking good at what you do, then like pretty much be doing it anywhere. And a lot of it just boils down to touring and fucking knowing what you want and blinkers down. And I don't think our environment is particularly directed us as a band or
it's
created.
Fucking tenacity, whatever that means. You don't have to be a cunt or anything like that. It's fucking tenacity. It's needing to do what you do, not trying to do it because you want sort of external things like fame or whatever. Okay, that might work for some people, but you are setting yourself up for potentially a fall if that's why you're getting into it. For us, it's always been about we believe in what we're writing. And success isn't being the most fucking popular band in the world. If it happens, that'll happen naturally. We believe in what we're doing, and everything else is just like, do you want to get involved or you don't? If you don't, we're happy either way.
I don't really want to put any time constraints on it. I think it's a very dangerous thing when you start saying like, I'm going to finish it by now. I know it's important.
I've got a feeling it'll be sometime next year.
I think quite naturally it'll happen at some point next year. And at the moment we're just enjoying doing lots and lots of doing and writing and just seeing how we've grown up a little bit, how we've changed as individuals and as a band, and we're just kind of getting it all out of our systems if you like. And I think I definitely don't want us to feel pressured by time or overanalyze the thing.
It's an important thing. It's not something that you want to do lightly. We really, the album, the format of an album is really precious to us. It's not. We don't want to just put a bunch of songs together. It's got to have a continuous, consistent kind of voice
and also to capture.
And so, I think it'll be at some point, maybe the middle of next year, but to actually put a definite time on it is a bit different.
And the first album captured a lot of the year that we had, and I kind of think that's how we write. That's the artistic bent of this band. It's very truthful and it's personal, and I think just that goes hand in hand with just a bit of time just to figure it all out. Well, no pressure. I think the thing that made the first album feel maybe just not difficult, but maybe just different was because we were promoting the EP so heavily. We had so many invites to tour the world, and we were doing everything in kind of tandem. So we were touring, non-stop, and working on the first album. So I think for us, I think that's something that we can still do. We still very much work with the two kind of constantly overlapping, but definitely personally speaking, I'm looking forward to kind of putting maybe a little bit of closure on one and being able to just concentrate fully on.
And it was a strange path as well, because I think the previous EP, because we released a bunch of stuff before the debut album, really, we had an EP, and because of the touring and everything being kind of quite scattered in different territories, the album, some people had lived with some of the songs on the debut album from past releases, and I think, if anything, it'd be nice this time around to kind of like clean slate, presented to everybody all at the same time, and you can't be fearful about these things. I think, it's always good to have, some good nerves, but I think you've got to always apply a little bit of pressure on yourself, and, and everything else you have to forget about. So, yeah, there's always a tiny bit of pressure, but only internally, not because you want to be utterly proud of what you do. Don't want to put anything out there that you only believe in half-heartedly.
Well, I think my favourite album always skips between The Queen Is Dead Born to Run and Armed Forces Paris Costello. So I can never quite make my mind up between those three. My favourite film is definitely Once Upon a Time in America. I See Children on Me.
Favourite film, possibly Grizzly Man. I'll say that for today. Grizzly Man by Werner Herzog. Favourite album, possibly Are You Experienced, Hendrix. It could be either of them. It's just holds so much for me from growing up. Like, I'm obsessed, you know. And favourite book, fucking hell. For today, and yeah, I won't have anybody frowning on this, but fucking Most Things by Roald Dahl, I think he's one of the fucking best writers ever.
I nearly was going to say James and the Giant Peach for my favourite book.
There's no shame in that. It was just fucking. He puts most like.
I changed my mind though because I remembered another book.
So what's your favourite book?
It's Anna Karenina.
Oh yeah, by
I really like that. It's a lot of effort. It's a bit longer than James and the Giant Peach as well. If you wanted to start out easy, don't start with that. So
That's just a book, isn't it?
I know, yeah. But there's an audio version of it, surely. No, okay, yeah. Favourite film. Favourite film, what was it? I think
James
my
and the Giant
favourite.
Peach.
Yeah, that's it, man. Fucking Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory.
Willy Wonka and the Giant Peach.
James and the no. No, I think my favourite film is always because it's like.
If you mix all of those titles.
Yeah, you can get some quite rude titles.
We're digressing now. It's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Tends to be the way.
Okay, what was I going to say? What was the film? Was that a film? Oh yeah. I like The Great Escape, can't help it. It's just great with fucking old Stevie in it. Yeah.
Yummy.
Recently I've been going back to EXO by Elliott Smith.
Oh,
But that's quite depressive. So maybe start with something. Start your party with something like Now 23. That will help.
So what's on Now 23?
No, I'd like to think Hadaway's on Now 23.
Alright, see you later.
Bye!
See you later.
Come back next week when I'll be giving gardening tips and how to cook toad in the hole. That's it, bye.